some new information that actually came to me before we started this show, because we were trying to figure out what the third segment was going to be about, and my co-hosts here have actually told me about Dragon Ball Project Z trailer had dropped, a new Dragon Ball Z game. So we're gonna check out that trailer here in just a little bit, and then we're gonna talk about some of the previous Dragon Ball Z games. Hakeem over here, the Immortal Nerd, on his channel has played Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Gone through that story mode. But isn't there more than one story mode in Fighter Z, or is it just the one?
It's broken up into 3 parts, so it's like it's told from a different perspective: Super Warrior arc, Enemy Warrior arc, and then the 21 arc.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check out this trailer, and we're gonna be let me unmute this so we can actually hear it, and then we will be back with our review.
This is the story of Goku, the one they call Kakarot.
That was the trailer, Dragon Ball Project Z. So, I have my thoughts on it. I will reserve that for just a few minutes. When Dragon Ball Z Legends came out, I was like, okay, this is cool and everything, but what got me really hyped was Dragon Ball Z Budokai. Dragon Ball Z Budokai covered the story from Raditz to Cell. I was like, okay. Budokai 2 kind of did the same thing. I hate that they went kind of like card mode or whatever.
Yeah, it was like you played chess.
Yeah. And then it was like, okay, then you have Budokai 3. Still my favorite of the Budokai series, just on a grand just as far as spectacle goes. Like they actually showed the Earth being blown up and stuff like that when you did certain moves and everything. It's like Big Bang Attack, boom.
I think
freaking mushroom cloud that you could see from Mars or whatever.
Then, you're on this like ravaged planet.
Yeah,
like magma coming out.
Exactly.
Like, oh my god.
Exactly. Tenkaichi 3, I think is everyone's favorite. I think that's just majority.
Yeah, because they went through all of Dragon Ball Z and then all of.
Yep. And Dragon Ball.
Yes.
And Dragon Ball. And it was at that point. See, by the time I got to Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3, I had gotten oversaturated with that same story. That was my problem. I was like, I got tired of playing the story over and over again. That's why I had no qualms about lending it to you, letting you play it. I was just kind of like, hey man, here you go. Because I had just gotten so tired of playing the same story. I'm like, I already know this. Now Xenoverse was something different. I was like, okay, you're still tagging on the story here, but it's from a different perspective now. It's like you got your own character that you're controlling and everything. Oh, okay, that's pretty neat and everything like that. Then we got games that came out like Raging Blast and which are more focused on 1v1 fighting and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, there were more fighting games of that nature. Then we had Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which actually shouldn't even be named Fighter Z. Shouldn't it be like, it's in the Dragon Ball Super timeline.
More or less.
Yeah. So like I said, our good friend our co-host over here, the Immortal Nerd, has played through the entire series. I'm sorry, the entire story mode of Dragon Ball Fighter Z. And you can catch that on his YouTube channel, the Immortal 2. So look that up, and he's got several up there. He's got Dragon Ball Z Connect, he's got Dragon Ball Fighter Z, he's got Dragon Ball Z Raging Blast. And Dragon Ball Fighter Z, now I don't have it, but he does. He's played it. I've watched almost all of his playthrough and everything. And what I really respect is that this is a different story. It's taking place during that timeline, but this is like, all right, let's tell our own story here. I really appreciated that. Just kind of just watching and just like, oh, okay. And it's actually incorporating you in the gameplay and everything. Since you have played the game, what are your thoughts on Fighter Z?
Fighter Z, well, So like the timeline, it is after they fought Boo, because they do mention like, oh, she's like just like Boo or whatever, or it's kind of like fighting Boo again.
Right.
So there's that, kind of that, setting up your timeline.
Right.
There.
And Beerus and Whis are there. So yeah.
Right. Anything else? Well, just to go ahead and throw that out there. I'm really like when I go through and play a game, I'm all about the fighting. That's that's all I really care about.
Yeah.
So like when I first went into this game, the first like part 1, it was a lot of dialogue, like 10, 20 minutes of it. I'm like, yes. When's the fight gonna come? But it was a good story that it was told. Like like you said, it was a different story. A new villain, and it was it was exciting to see. I wanted to see what was going to happen next into this story, and it was nice to see some of these villains come back. Why did they come back? Were there going to be some type of retelling of the old story, or what was going to happen? And it was a good story.
Like I said, something new, and it was just something that somebody's own imagination just took them there. And so, with that being said, like I said, I enjoyed his. Like I said, enjoyed your gameplay and everything. And you've enjoyed the game, obviously. You played it all the way through, because I'm pretty sure you would have just put it down if you didn't like it. So, like I said, I appreciated that a lot. So my feelings on this new game, following the story of Goku, again, is kind of like, we were doing so well. It's not that this game is going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be. There's been very few Dragon Ball Z games that were genuinely bad. I would say the majority of them have been good. And each one just kind of like improving on the other, except with the I2, that was kind of like a step on. But Dragon Ball Z Connect had potential. They just didn't go anywhere with it. They didn't fix a lot of the bugs.
I wish. Oh my god.
Yeah, because like there were times when I didn't understand why the character wasn't responding, because you could see your Connect person, the person on screen is leaning, and the character's just like.
Yeah. Then when I go to block, they want to.
Yeah, I'm like. Have you ever? Did you know there was a Dragon Ball Z Connect? Yeah. Did you play it?
I like that game. I saw the potential in it, and I was like,
"There's a lot of potential." I'm like, man, fix the bugs, and you got something good going on here and everything.
Because it was like I was actually fighting, Cell. Yes. I was actually fighting, Boo.
Yeah,
Super Boo and all that. I was like.
Yeah, you're fighting through the same story, but the reason I respected it because it was like, oh, it did something different. It was just like, oh, well, now you actually get to fight.
Let's see how well you do.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, remember you were talking all that smack. Remember, it's like, oh, Vegeta should have done this, Goku should have done that. And I was just like, yeah, you go fight now, see what happens. So that is. I would say this is my major problem with seeing this trailer and seeing what they are portraying here. Like I said, it's a retelling of Goku's story. Like what he's gone through and everything. And I've seen it and I've done it so many times that I'm actually just a little bit. I'm tired, and I'm like, I would much prefer something different, something new, a different story, or at least a different twist on the story, like a Xenoverse.
I done some, digging up afterwards, and from what I can tell, I don't know how far of an RPG is going to be, but they are going to have like different like side quests, and like you being able to make, I guess, relationship with other characters that may pop up or things like that. See how the story would develop, maybe based on what you. I'm not really sure about
more
that.
open world,
right? Yeah, and it will be told from. You will be in the perspective of Goku. That is confirmed. Bandai Namco, they did officially say in a press conference that this will be an unforgettable storytelling of Goku's story. So it was like it's like we know we retelling this story, but trust us, it's gonna be
we did it good this time.
We did it right this time. So expect it to be amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
Like another aspect, I would actually go and search for the Dragon Ball. Like not just okay, get the radar. It's on that island. You click the island. Oh, found the Dragon Ball. Like no, like you actually have to go and like maybe like explore and like blow up stuff or go fight something that has the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and they kind of introduced the aspect of searching for the Dragon Balls, I think, in Budokai 3. Because you had the radar, you can go to certain areas, stuff like that, and you can collect them, and I think you can get like an item or something. Yeah. But yeah, actually going in and a freaking giant pterodactyl has it or whatever.
Yeah, like this big dinosaur ate it, and the only way to get it is kill the dinosaur.
Or get eaten by the dinosaur and come out,
Or that you actually have to go swimming at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. I could see some of that stuff making it a little bit more intuitive. I don't know. I like I said, I will definitely check out your gameplay of it when it comes out, because I know you'll probably be on top of it. But man, it's just something about like just going through the story again. Now, what I would love to see, this is my wish list now, and I've always kind of wanted this, is like do the same thing, action RPG, do the same thing. But you are the Saiyan that gets sent down. You pick your own name, whatever you choose. And you play through the game. And the game reacts to your decisions. The game, you choose whether you're going to be a good person or a bad person or in between. Something like it just reacts to your decisions. And the gameplay changes based on how you play, kind of like an Until Dawn type thing. It just based on how you play it, it will dictate how people react to you. That's something I would really, really love to see. Just like, all right, if I'm going to be part of this story, let me be part of this story. I love Goku, don't get me wrong, but I'm just like, if I'm going to do this again, if I'm going to sit through this whole thing again, let it be my experience, through this whole thing. Let me be the hero. Let me, the player, be the hero of this story. Like I said, I know you're playing from Goku's perspective, but just add that one element. And like I said, let the game react to you. Because you never know. What if you decided to play it a different way and you're actually on Frieza's side? So like, stuff like that can happen. I was just like, okay.
So you don't give Frieza your enemy. Escape.
Yep.
Yep. Boom.
Yep. Exactly. Or maybe you kill all of the Red Ribbon Army instead of, well, Goku did kill most of them. But, just saying like, all right. Now granted, I know it's a big plot hole that Dr. Jerome never actually existed. But I'm just saying, like, okay, if you fix, let's say it's a game, you're gonna fix that plot hole. I would hope you would, So, like, if you went back there, what if you killed Dr. Zero? Do the Android saga still happen? Obviously, it wouldn't. So, what happens after that? Well, it would go right into the Buu saga. Are you going to be strong enough to fight Buu? Maybe the Destroyer comes earlier. Oh, maybe you get attain Super Saiyan God earlier. Maybe you don't attain Super Saiyan at all, just kind of depending, just like there's certain things I would really like to see from a character perspective, just kind of like immersing you in the game, making you the player a part of it. So that would be my main thing of like, if I'm going to go through this all again, let it be my story. Let it be my take on it. Let it be me going through these events and living through them. There's going to be a lot that I live through identically to Goku and everything, but don't do, I'm going to be honest, like you said, I ain't letting Frieza get my energy. I'm just like, nah.
See
Yeah, I'm just like, there's certain things I would definitely do different, but I would love for the game to actually acknowledge that and say like, oh, well, you did this differently now. Well, now this doesn't happen. Well, now how has that affected the timeline? And like I said, you're only going to be able to do so much. There's only going to be so many ways you can play it and stuff like that. But, there's so many like fan fictions out there. There's so many, what if scenarios. There's entire channels just dedicated to Dragon Ball Z what if scenarios or whatever. What if Vegeta? What if Planet Vegeta never got destroyed or whatever? What if
they continued with Gohan strongest?
Exactly. Yeah. Same thing. What if he obtained Super Saiyan God? Instead of Goku or whatever. What if Vegeta came to Earth instead of Goku? Or what if Raditz came to Earth instead of Goku?
What if Bully was actually a good guy and not mental?
Well, that's a topic for another video. But it just you didn't see Dragon Ball Super Girl.
Nope.
You didn't. You need
That's what I say. What if?